Om Jananim Sharadam Devi Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmu. Sri Ramakrishna is explaining about the state of Hazra. Hazra's mind was a jumble of undigested religious moods. We discussed about it in the last class. He professed the path of knowledge and disapproved of the Ramakrishna's attitude of bhakti and his longing for young devotees. Jnana. Jnana is a path where I reject the world and aspire for the eternal existence. Bhakti is I accept the world and transcend it. Two paths, Jnana Patha, Bhakti Patha. Path of Jnana, wisdom, knowledge, path of knowledge, and path of devotion. In path of Jnana Patha, path of knowledge, I reject the world and transcend the relative existence. The whole universe I have to go beyond nature. I have to go. To go beyond the nature, I reject this world and go beyond. Another, accept the result and transcend it. Transcendence. I am going to go beyond it. I pass through. One is just like I want to cross, a city is there. I want to cross the city. I can take a bypass road, which is smoothly going on. Bypass. You need not clash anywhere. You need not stop anywhere. There are no signals, but it goes round about. And another path is there through the city. Here and there, halt and pursuits will be there. Temptations and attractions will be there. Where you will be caught, we will not know. So you're passing through the city. Distance is short. Its distance is long. Bypass is longer distance. It's short, but halt and pursuits are so many. You cannot reach so easily. If traffic is more, if you collide somewhere, you have to stop for a long time. If you are caught by any attractions, there many lives go away. So this is called path of nivritti and pravritti. But when we accept the path of pravritti, two important things. As your ego goes on decreasing and dependence on divine increases, so much of participation of divine will be there and participation of nature will be there. So the path becomes so smooth and joyful journey. You're passing through the city. All that you need are available in the food you need. Anywhere it is available. You want shelter, anywhere it is available. In bypass, it is not there. You have to strive, you have to search for a hotel or somewhere, bypass. Long distances you have to travel. Afterwards, you get a small inn. If you leave that, again, long distance. You are every now and then you'll be getting. All things are provided. And because journey becomes so sinful, everywhere lighting, this, that, so many things you will go on seeing. People living with various dresses and things. Journey is a joyful journey if you take recourse to divine and nature. Important thing. You have to be in tune with nature and in tune with divine. Then path is a most joyful because you are not rejecting anything, nor acquiring anything. You are just passing through all that, utilizing and living and going away, utilizing and living and going away. No carrying, because nature is still everywhere. She will go on providing you if she is favorable and if you are in tune with her. In bypass, it is little difficult. Nature you are rejected. World is Maya. So once nature's participation is not there. If you want to know exactly what is nature's participation, I want to go to Kailas Manasarovar. How will I go? Only way I have is, for all animals there are 4 legs. Birds have their wings. They can fly and go and reach in no time. Like thousands and thousands of miles, the migrating birds fly non-stop. Like that, the bird can just fly and stay there and come back also. Animals that can run, leaping and jumping like deers, they can reach very fast, 160, 170 feet, kilometers per hour it can run. They are also there. The stones, this, that, they are leaping and going. They can reach. But we humans, to go, we have 2 legs, maximum walking speed will be 9 kilometers per hour. Common is if you run, otherwise if you walk, it's 6 kilometers per hour. You have to then search food here and there. Now, you depend upon, suppose, nature, you're trying to utilize the nature's forces. Now you know how a wheel rolls and we walk. So I make a wheel. I tie 2 wheels together, one guiding the front and one taking the load. It becomes a bicycle. Effort is mine. Nature's laws of nature, powers of nature, working of nature, I have adopted. Suppose I make a scooter. I know petrol burns. And when it burns, I know how to utilize it. I make a vehicle. And this vehicle I have just using the power of nature. I'm using petrol. How fast I can go in a scooter. A motorcycle, more sturdy. Suppose I use some other aeroplane. Fast I can go. If I use a helicopter, I can land anywhere. I can scale and land anywhere. Just see a comfortable place and land. How the nature is. I'm utilizing the nature. I love nature. Nature reveals me, and I utilize the forces of nature. This is being in tune with nature. I utilize how fast I can go and how joyfully I can move about. So from my bare walking, step by step I go. Step by step I am utilizing the nature. From cycle to scooter, scooter to car, car to plane. I can utilize all forces nicely, joyfully. My journey is joyful and effortless. But if I have to go with my own energy, rejecting the nature, how it would be, you see. That's why Krishna says in 12th chapter Bhagavad Gita, how difficult it will be for us to experience the things. It will be most painful. The path of bhakti will be most easiest path because God's participation is there at all times. God is with us and nature's participation is there in our path. So only thing in bhakti path is dependence on God, love of God, sacrifice for God, and all this being in tune with divine. It opens up the path. In bhakti, this one, in the path of jnana, there is lot of difficulties, lot of obstructions, and you have to depend totally on your own self. Try to follow the Guru's instructions and go dry heart. And with that you have to walk all the way. So this 12th chapter, it begins with this discussion. There are yogis who follow the path of yoga and who is a better one. Sri Krishna says Bhakti Yoga. It is for all humans, it is the easiest and most difficult because everything you have to reject. It begins with denial of bodily existence. I am not body, I am Atman. How difficult you see. So he was trying to, once we accept that path, a rejection comes into picture. So he rejects bhakti as duality. Wherever there is duality, there is pain, they think. There is joy also. So Sri Ramakrishna's attitude of bhakti and his longing for young devotees. Because why we seek young is, we can guide the elder and make them reach, but we cannot utilize to serve others. Their time is over, energy is over, elder people. They have passed the zenith period. While climbing, they can do many things. While coming down, so you see the sunrise to midday, how it is rising. After the midday, we will immediately not know. But slowly the sun is climbing down and entering into darkness. Now, elderly people will be 3/4 downward. And last days, they don't have energy, strength to do work. And they cannot stand as an example for others. And those who have renounced, the youngsters, they have tremendous strength in the last moment of their life. They have not spent away or got exhausted with the world. Every day is a fresh day. Every day is so much of strength and vigor to give to the world, even the last days, old age. Old age is just for their bodies. The same spirit works through that old body, which is not possible for an householder. And the elderly person. So, Sri Ramakrishna is to love these youngsters who could renounce the world and walk on the path of divine love. Because love of God, they renounce the world means they don't reject the world. Renouncing world is renouncing the worldly enjoyments only. They accept the world. They accept Maya also. They accept, but keep themselves away from Maya. taking refuge in God and accept the world as real, so that the Vishwarupa of God, the universe, I'd be able to see God in everybody. So many people are suffering. If I love God, if I accept this word, then I can serve the suffering mankind. When it comes is when the empathy enters into the heart. Do you feel a suffering man as your own suffering? How it would be to identify yourself, put yourself in his shoe and experience that suffering. The same suffering was, suppose I am there in his full place and he was in my place. How would I have aspired? Oh, he is keeping well. I am helpless, I am sick. He has money, I am poor. Can he help me a little? How I feel. This is empathy. To be in his shoe and experience how he experiences and participate in the same way. So here comes into picture the seeing God in them. If you love God, you understand, oh, this universe, God himself, every life is God's manifestation. That is the most important part of sadhana, to serve the mankind, to serve this nature, love this nature, preserve everything for future generation, the vegetation, forest, the fruit-giving trees, what all helps mankind, all to preserve that knowledge and think for the future generation. We are destroying to enjoy without caring for the future generation. Bhakti Yoga, you care for others. Minimum what you require for your living, you utilize. You don't destroy. So, Master is to love youngsters and renouncing the enjoyment part of the world is to accept the world. Enjoyment also are accepted. I don't enjoy. World has that. And how that beautiful harmony, we live together and move together, serving each other, helping each other. Only one thing, enjoyments are renounced by a section of renunciates, accepting the world, accepting the suffering, accepting the transcendence, attaining the mukti. So Sri Ramakrishna used to do that. Now and then he thought the master as a great soul, because total renunciation is seeing, not to possess anything, not to have anything, not to enjoy anything. What a beautiful life of purity, of divinity, of compassion. All this used to make him, which he is accepting the path of jnana, but he is not possessing it, nor has seen any person possessing it. Then he used to think he is a great soul, matchless person. Now and then Hazra thought that master has a great soul, but again he cited him as the ordinary human being. The fluctuations in moods. He spent much of his time in telling his beads, go on rolling the beads. And he criticized Rakhal and other young men for their indifference to the practice. Oh, those people are not having a rosary and moving about with rosary and making the constant repetition of God. What is the use? They are thinking they are spiritual people and they don't do anything. What is to be done is not rolling the beads, but love of God. In the last class, somewhere we read, Thakur is speaking to Divine Mother. Is it necessary to pray to you, Mother? My heart's longing alone will it not do? I long for you. And is it necessary to pray? If longing is there, is it necessary to pray? Pray at all. How the difference you see. If that longing is there, whether you pray or not, Mother understands that longing of the heart, what it expects. So, the master, he spent much of his time telling beads and criticized Rakhal and other young men for their indifference to the practice. He was a strong advocate of religious conventions and rules of conduct and made a fad of them. He was about 38 years old. As Hazra came in, Master became a little abstracted and in that mood began to talk. Master to Hazra, how all details has been put in words, you see. How the Master is feeling everything. The small history of Hazra, M is presenting. It is in this background, Sri Ramakrishna is abstracted. To Hazra, what are you doing is right in principle, but application is not quite correct. Don't find fault with anyone, not even with an insect. As you pray to God for devotion, so also pray that you may not find fault with anyone. An important instruction for the spiritual aspirants, not to find fault in others. What you are doing is right in principle, is telling beads and observing the religious conventions and rules. But to see and say they are not doing that's obstructing his path. But the application is not quite correct. Don't find fault with anyone, not even with an insect. Where does it apply? Where does it make mistake? I'm finding fault with others. Where am I making mistake? I'm seeing the fault, which I take as fault because it is scriptural injunctions. A devotee must go on calling on God. They are not doing it. I'm seeing the defect. Should I tell or not? What is the mistake in telling? The main thing is I am not accepting this world as it is, because this world belongs to the Lord and everything is governed by strict law, by nature. Each one is reaping his own karmas. The whole order of the universe is going in perfect standard way. Nobody can escape the law. And it's going on. Lord is governing. The all-knowing, omnipotent, omniscient is ruling the universe and every life. Nature is trying to take every jiva towards perfection through experiences. She is giving good and bad experiences to reach. And how can I tell this is wrong, that is right? What do I know? How God is taking each soul to perfection. How nature is helping every soul to go. Plan of nature is evolution of jiva. She's giving good experiences, bad experiences to eliminate the inner forces and take. I'm not able to see that. What is, now you see, the most important thing for a spiritual aspirant is to accept the world as it is without any resistance. Oh, God is making him speak. Nature is helping him to evolve. Through mistakes, they are evolving. Through errors, they are passing through. That acceptance of the world as it is, without a complaint, is most important part for. Then he is accepting God. Accepting God is accepting the world as it is and trying to help in every possible way. How I can help others, how I can serve this world. If I see a fault anywhere, my mind withdraws. Wherever I see a defect, I withdraw. I am withdrawing from a part of God. If I don't see fault, I can serve with love. If I see, as long as I see divine, there is no problem. So once I miss that view, I'm caught there. I cannot move ahead in my spiritual life. If I don't see the divine will behind this world, if I don't understand that God is the master of this world, He is guiding every soul, He is guiding every life. If I don't accept it, I'm not accepting God. So partially I'm accepting the moment I have complaint against this world. So the first aspect is to accept the world as it is without a complaint and serve and sacrifice for the world as much as we can. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.